Hey, okay, I figured it out this time. I hit the button. Hey everybody. I wanna start out. Hey, thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. I want to start out here by saying that I'm having a really bad day, worse than yesterday. Hey Thomas, how you doing today? I want to say as a word of warning, I'm having the spasms today, which will cause really bad jolts of pain, which might make me scream. So I greatly apologize if I scream accidentally on the camera and on the microphone, I mean, because it's going to be loud and that's not good. Today, there are a few things I wanted to go over. It's okay, Josh. There's some stuff I wanted to talk about today that is a lot more relevant in terms of strategy and in terms of lineup construction. Um, than it would be, in a week. So I think it's important to talk about it right now. Um, and like I said, I do this for you guys, so I'm gonna do what I can to get it done. I hope you can hear me okay as well. So today, and this is the first point. This is the major point. Um, if you're playing the slate for just today, I think one of the smartest things you can do is to go hard on people you thought would be good in game one, but weren't. So for me, I'm looking at someone like a Kemba Walker, right? I thought Kemba Walker was going to be a really fantastic play, but Kemba Walker fell pretty badly on his face. Tatum and Brown did a lot of the work. Um, but Kemba Walker is still going to be in what really is the best spot on Boston. Like that hasn't changed, right? He might still be getting back into the swing of things, but he doesn't look terrible if you watch the game. So today would be a day I would take Kemba Walker because I think Kemba Walker. His price stayed pretty much the same, and his ownership is going to go down or stay relatively close to what it was before, even though Hayward is out, which should cause his ownership to come up and will cause his usage to come up, presumably. I would imagine he gets some of it, not all of it, but some of it. Um, so Kemba Walker is one of the guys that I really do like today. Another guy I really like today is Royce O'Neal. If you saw me answering questions a couple of days ago on the first day of the game ones, I was saying how I much prefer. I liked Royce fine, but I much preferred OG Anunoby at 3,500 because of the way their playoff roles are going to go and the usage they're going to get, et cetera, et cetera. Like Royce O'Neal is a true ancillary performer. Even without Conley, I expect him to do some stuff, but not nearly enough stuff where it's like, oh, I'm going to lock that guy in. But that being said, he does have, 20, 25 point projection possibilities with slightly higher upside. And the reason that he did so poorly in the first game, if you watched it, and again, I suggest you watch as much of the stuff as you can. If not, go over the StatCast play-by-play so you see what's happening. Like, you know, how the game plays out, even in text, is better than not knowing it all. But Royce O'Neal had like 3 fouls in his first 8 minutes, and he just couldn't do anything at all. You see my two cats playing with each other. So Royce O'Neal is someone I think, I don't love. I don't think he's in the best position specifically. Paul Millsap and Jeremy Grant. He's going to see both of them, and both of them are really good defenders. And he's just not asked to do that much. But he's only 3,700, and he'll help you get some of the other guys in. Another guy I'm going back to the well on today. Thank you, Seth. I love you too. And you know it. I love all you guys and ladies. I'm so grateful for all of you. And I'm grateful for the fact that because I am the way that I am with the love and everything, I have such a diverse group of folks that are here. And it's just so mind-blowing. People of all races and creeds all over the world. I have people from all over the world, man. And that is so insane to me because, like I always say, I'm just some dude, right? Like I'm just some dude trying to do my best to get some NBA analysis out to help people, and it's crazy. It's beautiful to me. I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't. But anyway, let me continue. Um, Another person I'm going back to the well on today is Joel Embiid. Um, I told you in game one in my written analysis that Embiid is going to eat up all the usage on Philly, especially with Simmons out. And he did not. He was, I would say, pretty damn mild compared to like max effort Joel Embiid, where he just gets the ball every single time. And whatever happens. He'll shoot 25 times. It doesn't matter. He will make them cover him. He'll get more assists. So not crazy. Joel Embiid still got 26 points and 16 rebounds in 37 minutes, and he played a lot of the fourth quarter, the end of that game, with 5 fouls, which means he was playing differently, and he wasn't being as aggressive because his presence is more important than the one basket he's going to get by trying to move to the hoop. So Joel Embiid is someone who, again, and I said this on Monday, I truly think is someone who can get you like the 70 or 80 DKP today, and he won't be owned nearly enough. I don't think it's as stark as the Vucevic situation yesterday, where in the 2-day tournament he was 1% owned. In the $20, I won like $350 yesterday on those on yesterday's tournament and the 2-day tournament by going Giannis, Vooch, LeBron in everything that I did. And it, because I believed in it, and I wanted to let you guys know I really believed in it. And I really believe Joel Embiid is one of those guys today I really, really believe in. If a bad showing for him is 53 DKP, if he gets 53 DKP in a bad game, right, and then comes out after the game upset at himself. Oh, I needed that. Oh, it hurts so much to laugh for those cats. I love them. They're so cute. Sorry. Oh, I love them so much. If Joel Embiid can go 26-16 with only 1 assist, less defensive stats than normal, playing the game on 5 fouls, and come out, get mad at himself and say that he needs to start being much more aggressive for the rest of the series and in the next game. Oh, Zeppy, that's the bad leg. You can't be on that leg, dude. No, Zeppy, no. Okay. Sorry, it's my wife's a veterinarian, so it's like a menagerie of animals over here all the time. We foster them and we care for them, and then we can adopt them out, and then sometimes we fall in love with them, and those are the ones that stay. So it means I have a lot of love in my life, which is wonderful. It also keeps me, going on a day-to-day basis. My family, and including all the pets. If you guys have any good ones, you understand what that's like. It's really special. But yeah, Joel Embiid again, 53 DKP, 26-16, only 1 assist, not good defensive stats for him in terms of like the blocks and the steals you can normally expect. He's someone who, you're not going to write him in for a 5x5 every game, but he's one of those dudes who can get you a 5x5 any game. Like he's great defensively. He can get you 5 steals and 5 blocks. He's not Gobert defensively, but he's really good defensively. Boston's not going to give it up to him, which is why I don't expect him to get a 5x5 or anything like it. But my point is that he is a player with the capability of doing that. And he didn't get nearly anywhere towards like a good performance stat-wise, except for rebounds, where he got the 16. And I think he can do that again, especially because I expect with Hayward out, Boston's going to play a lot more. And I don't think this is a secret. Boston's going to play a lot more Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart's going to eat up a lot of those minutes, and that's going to be a significantly smaller lineup. Yeah, Joel Embiid is someone I like a lot today. I would say the other person that I'm locking in is Kawhi. I told y'all in my article on Monday, and then I mentioned it yesterday, playoff LeBron and playoff Kawhi are different things. They need to be 12,000 a game because they're going to put you 60 plus DKP if the game's close. No matter who's around them. It doesn't matter if there's a Paul George or an Anthony Davis. They are going to run that game. They are going to win that game on their backs. They're going to take all the shots they want. It's the playoff Kawhi and playoff LeBron are different animals. Kawhi's price went up to only 10,000, which is still not nearly enough. So I believe the best way to start your lineups today is going to be with Kawhi and Joel Embiid. I don't mind Doncic, but I will say what I said in my article on Monday. Luka is going to be smothered by Paul George and Kawhi and Pat Beverly if Pat Beverly is playing, which he is. Luka, if you were watching, I think Luka in the first 5 minutes of the game had like 0 points and 5 turnovers. He got retaped, and then he came back and he was doing better, but he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing like the max Luka that we would want because of the defense, because of who he's going against. It wasn't until Porzingis got ejected on that ridiculous BS. It wasn't until Porzingis got ejected that all the usage opened back up, all the rebounds, more rebounds opened up, and Luka really took off because he had no choice but to take off. And even if they were going to guard him, every play was going to be designed around getting him some space and letting him do what he needs to do. So today, I think that the smarter route, again, is to like on Monday, go lighter on Luka and go heavier on Porzingis, because if there's one way I want to attack the Clippers, it's with big guys. And Porzingis is fantastic because he also has that range to get you 3-pointers. If for some reason they start to play well defensively, but in all frankness, Zubats, I always say that wrong too. Zubats isn't a really good defender. He's helped by his team, but he's not a very good defender. And then Montrezl, who will see him sometime today, is also not a really plus defender there. So I think Porzingis is going to outmatch anybody here. And while Luka is one of the best players in the game, he's going against two of the best defenders in the game at the same time, and that's just a tougher road for 11K when it's going to be so much easier for Porzingis in almost every single way. And we didn't get to see that because of the ejection, which again I think is going to increase ownership to Luka and decrease ownership to Porzingis, which I feel is a huge mistake. Just in terms of game theory, if you're playing cash, I would say Luka's definitely more of a sure thing. But I don't do this to win, $10 on the $5 I put in. If I have the best score in a tournament, I do this to win hundreds of dollars if I can. Plus, cash has gotten a lot tougher the last few years because it's being swarmed by people with the same lineups who are all getting it from the same sources. And it's just like a monolith where you're basically either getting lucky by going slightly against the grain, which is not what you want to do in cash, and then cashing, or you're getting unlucky and you're just getting washed out anyway, at which point you're losing money in cash, which is not the point of doing cash. So if you're going to lose money, even 4/10 of the time, I'm just going to save that money for the next day and try to win a tournament. And if I get extra tournaments for 2 weeks because I don't do cash every day, then I'll get extra tournaments for 2 weeks. It's a lot easier for me. A lot better for me money-wise too, a lot more profit in it. I stopped doing cash a couple of years ago when it got kind of ridiculous. Sorry, I haven't been able to do a haircut in like forever. It's getting really unwieldy. Oh, I'm so sorry. That came out of nowhere. So some of the other players I really like today that I think are going to be underrepresented, but you can count on are Jamal Murray. I think is in for a really good day again, 7,200. He just put up 50. I don't think people are going to be on him as much again as they should be. Joe Harris, I told you in game one that there's only going to be 3 people who are going to be asked to carry the production for Brooklyn: LeVert, Jared Allen, and Joe Harris. But defensively, it's going to be really, really hard. Of course, Frank, that's what I'm here for. I try to give full thoughts, whatever I can do. LeVert and Allen are going to face much harder defensive matchups. So Joe Harris is the guy that I really liked, and I feel the same today. His price went up a little bit, but he just came off a 30-something performance, and he's only 5,000. I think that's a really great thing. The one thing I want to talk about too, in game one, when I did my written analysis, I said that I'm not a big fan of the Toronto Stars because Brooklyn has no business playing against Toronto, and I think that the games are all going to blow out, right? But I said, because I thought it was a possibility, I'm going to reserve judgment until I see if Toronto plays their stars in the fourth quarter the normal amount of minutes regardless. Well, they did. Siakam played 31 minutes, but Van Vliet played 39, if I remember correctly, and Lowry played 38, if I remember correctly. So if these games are going to blow out anyway, if these games are going to blow out and these dudes are going to get these minutes against Brooklyn anyway, then oh my God, do I love Fred Van Vliet again today. He could get another 50. So I wouldn't mind truly starting your lineups with Embiid and Kawhi, and then trying to get either a Porzingis or like a Van Vliet or a Jamal Murray even in there. He would be my third choice, I think, but I do like him a lot. I also like Seth Curry. I think he got more minutes than I expected. And while I think some of his usage and some of his minutes were the function of Porzingis' ejection, I still think he did a good enough job, and he'll still get run with the second unit in that he could get hot and earn some extra time and some extra shots. So 3,600 for him, I don't think is a bad deal at all. I really don't. I think Marcus Smart at 5,600 is going to be incredibly popular, but I will warn you, Marcus Smart likes to do horribly badly on chalk days. He is a lot better if he's running point, which he should not be. Kemba should be. He's a lot better if he's coming off the bench, which he should not be. And he's a lot better if he's not If Marcus Smart is playing in the starting rotation because they're giving everyone else a day off, we can count on Marcus Smart. Like even then, he'll F you a lot of times. But on a day when Marcus Smart is going to be playing next to Kemba and Jalen and Tatum, that's just not something I love. I think he's going to be over-owned there. O'Neal, Van Vliet, or Porzingis, Torrey Craig. I think I would go O'Neal, Van Vliet there, but that is close. Monte Morris at 3,800. I was just going to scroll down and mention some folks that I liked or didn't like, but I could do that one quickly. Monte Morris, I didn't like him at all. Monte Morris, is he 3,800 on FanDuel? He must be 3,800 on FanDuel. What is he on? 3,700 on DraftKings. That's not bad either. Monte Morris, he's not someone that I would trust. I understand that he's getting extra minutes because, of the injuries to Denver and all. But if you look at the numbers, he got a block and a steal, which is not something we should normally expect from him. He got 29 minutes, which I don't know if we can count on again. But I don't think it's out of the question he gets, 30 minutes or so. But I think the real difference is, look at his shooting game 2 games ago against Toronto, where he got 30 minutes. He went 4 for 14, 28% shooting percentage, including 2 for 7 from 3, also a 28% shooting percentage. He also went 6 for 6 on free throws. But last game, he went 6 for 9 from the floor, which is very off-brand for him. He went 2 for 3 from 3, which is okay. I mean, he's done it before, but I would not expect him to do that multiple games. And then 0 for 1 from free throw range. Got 28.25, but I think that was based on a hotter shooting day and a couple of extra ancillary stats. So 3,700, I'm going to want 25 from him. I don't know if we can count on 25 from him. If he was cheaper, I'd be a bigger fan. But as it is, he's really on that bubble for me. Porzingis or Tatum. I'm going to say Porzingis because I still think that the defense of Horford and Harris are respectable enough that Tatum could have one of his bad days and Tatum could run into some problems there. So, I think that a lot of the ownership is going to be on Tatum and not Porzingis. So if you're going GPPs, I'm going Porzingis there. I don't think it's even a question, just from the game theory and the ownership perspective, especially. Semi Ojeleye or Tybal. Let me check their prices. Is this DraftKings or what? Ojeleye and Tybal. Tybal is 34 on DraftKings. Ojeleye is 3,000. So I imagine Ojeleye is going to be getting some extra minutes because of Hayward going down. Tybal, I don't know how much extra run he's going to get, and even the extra run that he gets, I don't know how much usage they're going to let him have. So I think that if you're going between the two, I would say Ojeleye has a better chance of outscoring Matisse there, and he's cheaper. So I'm gonna say Ojeleye. Jaylen Brown, I like Jaylen Brown. I'm going to stay with what I said on Monday and say that the guards The guards on Boston have the easiest route to production. So Kemba and Jaylen Brown are still going to be my two favorites. I think they're going to get the usage. I don't trust Marcus Smart. I think he's going to be doing a lot of defense. Um, Richardson, I still like though. Um, Although I like Richardson significantly less and Embiid more because of it. Do I think you should fade the first game? No, I don't at all. Thoughts on tomorrow's games for the 2-day? If you're playing the 2-day, do the same thing that I did last time. Giannis, Vooch, and LeBron. Period. Oh, that's it. I'm good with that. They're still too cheap. It's you still have, I think it's like 3,900, 3,800 per player to mess around with, which should get you a few cheap punts and a couple guys in the 4,000s, which shouldn't be that difficult for you. No, we should definitely not fade the first game either, Cody. I like Joe Harris. I really like Van Vliet. I like Kyle Lowry. I don't think that it's amazing. I don't think there's like a lot of great value dudes to load up on. And the expensive dudes on Toronto are going to split production and have some question marks. And the guys on Brooklyn are going to see some pretty amazing defense. So, I don't think it's as sure a thing as maybe the other games. But at the same time, I think, Van Vliet is 70 something, 7,600, and he just put up 50. And if he plays 39 minutes against Brooklyn, he's going to do it again because a lot of that's going to be against backups too. Brooklyn's not. I mean, they just don't belong with Toronto. My only concern is they're going to say, hey, we don't need you to play 39 minutes. So today he'll play 32. And then he'll still get like maybe 40, but that's not what you want if you want to win this tournament, right? That's nice for like cash. That's nice to get you in the money. But if you're playing Van Vliet, you want him to get the 39 minutes. You want him to get the 50 again. If the Nets are going to keep this close, it will be a combination of LeVert and or Allen and or Harris. But LeVert is the shining star on that team. And if he is playing well and he can get past that gauntlet of defense, then the Nets do have a chance to keep it close. But I don't think he's going to be able to. And again, I'm a Nets fan. I root for Brooklyn. That's the team I like and I root for. So objectively speaking. All right. Sean, Kemba, Royce, Embiid, Kawhi, Porzingis, Mark, Van Vliet, Seth Curry, Brown. I like it. That's a good lineup. That's a really good lineup. Not bad at all. You have 400 in salary. You could swap out Kemba and put Murray in. That's a really good question. Because that comes. I think I would play Murray there, even though, excuse me, even though I don't think it would be crazy if Kemba outscores him, and even though I think Murray is going to have higher ownership, I just trust Murray to get to 50 because there are less people he needs to fight. Especially now. So yeah, give me Murray over Kemba if you have that extra 400. But that is close because I'm not kidding. I really do like Kemba today. I really do. Do I like Van Vliet or Brown more? I would say I like Van Vliet more, but I trust Brown more because I am worried that they do start limiting minutes due to blowout. But, if game one is any indication, Van Vliet looks awesome. And Brown is going to get the boost for Hayward being out. So I like Van Vliet more, but I trust Brown more, if that makes any sense to you. I hope it does. Anunoby I like a lot, but I wish his price didn't go up. So what was it, 4,400 or something? I think it was something like that. 4,400. Yeah, there you go. So I don't hate him at all. I think he's still one of those dudes that can get you 30 because of just how many minutes he can play and how much he does. But, I really wish he was 3,500 again. I'd really rather have him at 3,500. Hey, DJ, I'm doing really, really bad. Okay, so I hope I went over enough folks and enough plays and these games in enough of a way that I helped you guys out today. Zubats, I don't like playing him. Dallas, on top of that, is actually a really fantastic defensive team against bigs. Porzingis does really well. Kleber does really well defensively. So, I don't mind Zubats because of the price. Excuse me, that's the pain medicine. I don't mind Zubats because the price 4,500 isn't, it's probably not going to kill you. But I will say that I did 4,700 on Brook Lopez yesterday, and if I had played someone else, I could have won thousands of dollars with the lineup I had. So, be careful. I really don't think he's in that great of matchups. And I also think that Montrezl is going to get some extra minutes today. So, yeah, not a big fan of Zubats. Cody, to answer your question, yes. On FanDuel, you can start with Van Vliet and Joe Harris from the first game and build around there. I really do like both of them. Roger, thank you very much. I saw that. Oh, your Ben's piece? Oh man, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know you, man. You've been here for forever. You've been there. You're one of the OGs. Thank you. I hope you made a lot of money yesterday. I feel very strongly a lot of times. It's okay, Chris. You can always go back and start again because this is going to be a short video and I'm going to be stopping soon. So I guess to all the people who joined late, because there's 70 people here now. What the hell is that? I was getting 10 people per video when I was doing this. 70 people. My God, that's amazing. Hello, everybody. That's incredible. Thank you so much. Wow. That is really cool. That is just amazing. Man. No, I don't really have much love for Luwawo Cabarro today. I don't mind the backup nets because I do think the backup blowout run thing, but at some point they have to, they can't go down 2-0. They can't risk going down 3-0. So I think Brooklyn's sounder strategy is going to try to be to get some starters in against the backups if Boston plays the backups that much at all. So I don't really like, TLC. I would rather have Garrett Temple. I think he's close in price. Let me check. Garrett Temple's 46 and TLC's 47. Yeah. I'd rather have Garrett Temple for cheaper. I actually thought TLC was cheaper. TLC's price is still inflated significantly because of what he did when Brooklyn was resting people before the break. So there you go. Hey, thank you very much. Even if he's starting, that doesn't mean he's going to get usage. I don't think he's going to get usage, and 4,700 is way too much to pay. He's going to be playing with the guys that get usage now. He's not going to be the big fish in the small pond. He's going to be the smallest fish in the pond now. He's going to get looks if everyone else cannot get a look. So I do not like TLC. I'd rather, again, let me see what the starting rotation is just to make sure. I don't see any starting lineup yet. But regardless, I don't expect Garrett Temple. I'd rather have Garrett Temple, who should be the big fish in the second unit. I like him better. Donovan Mitchell, I love Donovan Mitchell today. I wish he wasn't as expensive, is the only issue. And I think that we can get like that 50, 55 DKP upside with other people that are $1,500 cheaper, right? Like I think that we can get similar, if not slightly less, upside with like a Jamal Murray or a Van Vliet. And how much money are you going to save there? That's what, 1,600 if you go down to Van Vliet, and 2,000 if you go down to Jamal Murray. Well, let's check here. Donovan Mitchell got in game one 81.25. Jesus, he's not doing that again. Yeah, no. So Donovan Mitchell, I expect 50 to 55. I know he had like 50 points. I didn't realize he had that many ancillaries too. That's good for him. I was not on him that much. I liked him, but it's like what I said about Utah on Monday. Mitchell is going to get extra run. He's going to get the minutes. He's going to go against weaker wing defenders on Denver, so he's definitely in a good spot. But I think that, we're also going to see Inglis do a lot. We're also going to see Gobert tasked to do a lot. I think Clarkson, when he's on the floor, winds up doing a lot if everything goes well. I think that Donovan Mitchell gets a significant boost as long as what's his name? Jesus. The guy who started at oh my God, Juwan. It's Juwan. Crap, I can't remember. Morgan, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't remember. Sorry, Morgan's not going to do a lot, right? So if Morgan is playing, that's extra usage to go to the other guys. So Morgan starting again would be a boost to Mitchell and Inglis and Gobert and Royce O'Neal for that matter, but he's like fourth on the list. But he's going to spend more time playing with Clarkson. So I think it's going to be a lot tougher. And I also think that, you're going to have a lot of people chasing those points. So I will say I do not mind Donovan Mitchell today. I do not think he's going to get 80 DKP. I don't think he's going to put up 60 real points. I think that was overtime anyway that helped him get there. I think his ownership's going to be too high, and I expect him to get about 50 to 55 today, give or take, which I think you can get for 2,000 cheaper. So I'm going to go there. Yeah, TLC is not a bad player. He really is not, but I don't trust him. I expect him to do what he does in the regular season more than what, even in a blowout, more than what he does when he's like the lead dog. Like I said, Brooklyn let game one slip away, and then they played as if the game was over. But you cannot do that 2 games in a row. You cannot go down 2 games to nothing. You know what I mean? You just can't do that. What game would I stack today? None. I would not stack a game today. I don't think any of these games belies stacking. Brooklyn, Toronto is great, but you have to worry about the blowout, right? So you really can't stack there, especially with the inconsistencies and the tough defense that Brooklyn is going to face. Utah, Denver, um, is going to be well over-owned because of game one, which means if you have a normal Utah-Denver game, one that is slower with fewer points scored, and you stack it with the field especially, you're going to be in a real bad place. Philly-Boston, if anything, that's the game I would stack. It's not even close as far as I'm concerned because I think there are more options. But even then, I think that for the price we can get better upside in other games. And then Dallas Clippers, I think there's going to be points scored there, but I think that the production is going to be condensed, that it's not worth taking cheaper dudes. Stacking means there's going to be like 5 or 6 dudes in a game that are going to go crazy and go off. And I don't know if there's anybody but Philly Boston that'll come close. And even then, I don't know if I would play more than four from that game. I'd take like an Embiid, Brown, a Kemba or a Tatum. Even then, maybe someone else from Philly, like a Richardson, Burks. That's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go stacking today. TLC, OG, Temple, or Jeremy Grant. I'll put all of them together. I would go with, throwing Jeremy Grant in there makes that a little tougher. If it's all 4, I think I'm going to go with Jeremy Grant. I really like Jeremy Grant. Second would be Temple or OG. Last would be TLC. I could say that for sure. My thoughts on TLC I gave before. He's all right. I don't like him that much today. I don't think he's going to do what he did last game. I think they're going to have to go all in today with the stars. Kemba and Brown and Embiid is not too stacked for that game. I think 3 is fine. 3 is fine for that game, even up to 4 if you really want 4. But I think if you're thinking like a game stack, I'm thinking like 5 people. So I wouldn't go there. Porzingis is playing. Don't worry about it. If Porzingis doesn't play, which would be shocking, you need to play Kleber for sure. And then leave that extra spot open. Play 2 people from the night game that you can switch out Porzingis and someone else, but I don't expect that to be an issue. I really don't. I haven't seen anything that indicates he is unlikely to play. Anything can happen, especially with the 9:00 game. So please do not say I'm considering it a lock it in situation. I'm definitely not saying there's 0 chance he gets scratched because there have been a couple people already in the last 2 games that I expected to play that wound up not playing, much to my surprise. So it's certainly possible he doesn't play, but this is the Clippers. Dallas needs to win every game they can. They need all hands on deck, and I just don't see Porzingis sitting this one out. He didn't leave last game because he got injured. He left last game because he got ejected. If he left last game because he had like a groin or a leg injury, something that makes it really impossible or much tougher to play, I would have a lot harder time going back. But I don't think it's going to be an issue. I'm not okay. Oh man, there's so many questions now. I need to go lay down. I wouldn't mind playing Kleber if Porzingis is out. The Porter Jr. train, I'm not necessarily off it. I just think that he's overpriced for the usage he's going to get in the playoffs. Like I wrote about it on Monday, and I feel the exact same way about almost everything that I wrote about. Porter Jr. has the chance to get 50, but he has to be hot immediately, and he has to stay hot throughout the game because he is not going to be the first option on that team. He's not going to be the second option on that team, right? Porter Jr. is going to be a good play. He's going to be a decent GPP play, but the way he played in the restart is going to boost his ownership to a place where it shouldn't be. It boosted his price to a place it shouldn't be, and it's giving people more. It's putting people on him more than they should be. So I don't think Porter Jr. is a bad play. I think Porter Jr. does have that 50 DKP upside, but this game is going to run through Murray and Jokic. Porter is going to be the tertiary option there. So if he gets hot, he's going to be the dude who gets a lot of shots from the outside, and he's going to rack those stats up. But I just don't feel it. Monte Morris I already talked about. If you want to go back, Grant or O'Neal, I'd go O'Neal for the savings. The Vooch play of the day for me is Embiid. Embiid is my first play today based on ownership and everything else. I think if you go by raw score, I think Kawhi might be number one, but I don't think it's improbable even that Joel Embiid outdoes him at less ownership and $100 savings. So yeah, that to me is, I really do like it. I really like Embiid, especially because with Porzingis and Gobert and Jokic taking up those center spots, even people play Tice, people play Zubats. There's going to be a lot of people are going to play at center, and Embiid, I don't think is going to get the ownership that he deserves. So give me Embiid. Yeah. Until Kawhi is up to like 11 to 12,000, I'm playing him every game, except on the 2-day slates, because I'd rather have Giannis and LeBron at similar pricing, and then Vooch down, saving money for Vooch, for $1,000. Because if you go to Kawhi instead of Vooch, then that's a lot. That's going to be like 3,500 average per person, and that's a lot tougher than like the 3,800 you get if you go with Vooch as the third. Luka is not worth the ownership. Luka is always worth the price if he's under 12,000. I just think that with the defense he's going to see and how popular he's going to be, people are going to expect Luka game one, but Luka game one is a result of Porzingis being ejected to some degree. Not that he can't do it on his own, because God knows, dude is one of the best players in the game easily right now. But yeah, Luka, I'd rather save the money from Luka. And go down to some of these other guys and build a more rounded lineup. Interest in Lou Williams today is moderate. My interest in anyone on the Lakers that's not Kawhi is moderate to middling at best. PG is going to have the better chance of doing it. Lou will have the second unit shots, but like I pointed out in my article, right? In the playoffs, the second unit, in the regular season, people like Kawhi play 32, 33 minutes a game, which gives the second unit, 16 minutes plus, give or take, to play with, where they're going to be on the court. They're going to be the big dogs. But in the playoffs, Kawhi might play 40 minutes. So that means those bench guys, this again applies across the board. Those bench guys that were getting 16 minutes a game to produce are now getting 8 minutes where they're the big dog. And that's really bad. So you have to be really careful about bench guys, especially the ones that are priced up, because they were relied on during the restart when they were resting people. Because you have a lot of people who are priced up because they're resting people, and that's just not going to fly, right? It's just not going to fly. So Lou Will, I don't mind. I think he has upside. I wish his price were lower, and I wish I could count on his usage, and I wish I could count on him being the Lou Will that will shoot 20 times a game and make enough of them that he'll do you real good. Would I rather pick Curry or Burks? I'm leaning to Curry there, but I really don't mind Burks at all. I think both are decent enough punt plays, right? I think that Curry has a better chance of seeing the floor for longer and getting those minutes and getting the usage than Burks. But again, that's not to say I don't like Burks, because I do. Also, I'm somehow at 99 viewers, which is crazy. If I hit triple digits, I don't know what I would do, because I was surprised the first time I hit 10. Like, I hit 10 in a video. I was like, oh my God, there's 10 people watching. Oh yeah, it's going down from 99. That's fine. I don't mind peeking out at 99. This was a good video. I hope you all got enough information. I hope I answered your questions. I gave about 25 minutes of analysis, and then I did your questions for 25 minutes. I think that's pretty good for someone who can barely see straight and is having horrible coursing pain going down his leg, and it feels like it's on fire. So yeah, I love you. Hey, thank you, Ross. I'm here for you guys. Don't forget, that's what I always try to say, right? This is not a joke for me. This is not something I do to throw. This is not something I take lightly. I do this very seriously with all the love in my heart. I really do. Murray, Van Vliet, Leonard, O'Neal, Embiid, Beverly, Millsap, and Curry. I would not play Millsap. I have Millsap on my do not play list. He just doesn't produce. That's not his job anymore. His job is not to take the shots. His job is to do some D and, spread the floor out if he can, make it tougher on the opponents. His job is not going to be to score 20 to 30 points. Get some rebounds if he can, but I don't trust Millsap. I really don't trust Millsap. Oh, hey, Frank. Well, thank you very much. I don't do videos as much. I was generally doing videos for baseball because it's easier to talk about 16 games or 15 games than it is to write about them. Whereas in basketball, it's generally like 5 or 6 games a day that you're writing about. So it's almost impossible to write a full baseball analysis. Anybody, or does it have to be? This is going to be the last question, probably, Joel. Anybody under 4,500, or just a forward, or what? Because if it's anybody, I guess I'm going to go with OG right now anyway. OG at 4,400 would be my pick there. Yeah. OG is small forward eligible, power forward eligible, so you can get him no matter what. If you do have an extra $100, I do not mind grabbing a Grant or a Garrett Temple or a Burks. But that's only if you have the extra 100. If not, then OG Anunoby is fine enough for 4,400. If that's your last spot to fill, I'm not, that's no biggie. All right. Well, thank you all so much again for joining me. I hope I gave you enough good information, help you build up a nice lineup today. I almost screamed there. I had a really bad spasm. Thank you for almost getting me to 100. That is something I am legitimately going to tell my wife about as soon as she gets home, like a kid on Christmas morning, with such joy in my heart. Stefan, it depends on the day. I'm one of those people who doesn't believe in strict rules, right? For me, the first thing I do is I look at everything, right? I look at the people, I look at the matchups, I look at their pricing, I look at who's in and who's out, I look at usage, I look at pace, I look at advanced stats, everything that I'm using to talk to you, DVP, value added per defensive position, everything that I talk to you about, everything that I put in my articles, I'll look at that. I'll spend a few hours at night when the numbers come out, looking over everybody, looking over everything. From that, I pick the people that I want, because I build I'm basically a one lineup player. I pick the people that I need to have in that one lineup. Sometimes that's cheap people, because their expensive guys are out for the day, and then I'll build around those cheap dudes. Sometimes it's expensive dudes, like yesterday, it was going to be Giannis, Vooch, and LeBron. There was no way I was not going to do that. It was just that was the way I was going to do it. Today, it's going to be Kawhi and Embiid. That's just the way it's going to be. But if we had if Brooklyn were resting, LeVert, and Brooklyn were resting, you know what? If Brooklyn were just resting LeVert, I would probably be starting my lineups with like a TLC or a Garrett Temple. But LeVert eats up so much usage that it's there aren't enough stars missing to start your lineup at this point with the cheap dudes. You know what I mean? So I like to find as many cheap dudes as I can, put in my big guys, and then see who I can fit, in the best spots. So that's how I do that. The only PFs you can afford are Millsap, Finney Smith, and Kleber. Yeah, Finney Smith is going to be the play there, Monique. I don't like any of those three that much, but if that's the choice, it's going to be, I would definitely go DFS there. Definitely go DFS. I think he has the higher upside. Unless, of course, Porzingis is limited or out, then it's obvious you got to go Kleber. Give me Temple. I'd rather have Temple if they're the same price anywhere. All right. I love you all. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful. I wouldn't be doing this in the pain I'm in if I didn't love you guys and I wasn't grateful and I wasn't doing my best to help you guys every day. Joe Harris over Richardson. Luke. Even now, just saying, I'm still answering questions as I leave. I can't stop. I really, if you've watched these videos, if you've talked to me in Twitter or in any kind of chat, you know the earnestness. So Lily, it's my pleasure. It really is. I'm just glad that I can be a place where people can come to get all kinds of information. If you're advanced, looking at things different ways. If you're a beginner, I try to explain things to you. And not only that, but people, like I said at the beginning, the fact that I demand that we be a place where all people can come and be treated with love and respect. It doesn't matter, I don't want to see racism or sexism or anything like that. That is the number one rule and the number two rule and the number three rule. So the fact that I got people, from all over that look like all sorts of different stuff just warms my heart, because that's what I want. I don't want to be, I don't like how mean some people are in the DFS community. I don't like how off-putting they can be with people, even if it's not an ism thing. It's just the way they are. It really bothers me. I really believe a rising tide lifts all the boats, and that only one person can win a tournament, but a lot of people can win over the course of weeks or months. We can all help each other get better. And if I can help you win a tournament, and then you help someone else, and then I learn a lesson out of that in some way, we're all better. There's no way to say that earnestly and truly helping people as best you can isn't a benefit for not just you, but for everybody, right? So anyway, I start rambling at this point. I feel really strongly about this being like a family. You know what I mean? Like, we're a community. It's the Bathrobe Nation or whatever the old hashtag was. I don't even. I think it was Robe Nation or something like that. I don't really use hashtags because I'm old. You can tell by the gray. That is not a light trick. That is legitimate gray in my beard on both sides. It's like streaks. I don't really understand why that does that. See how white that is when I hold it? Anyway, I'm an old guy, so I don't necessarily do all the lingo and the hashtags and whatnot. But I truly look at you guys like a family. I really do. Other people can look at everybody however they want, but I'm here to go to bat for you guys every day. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to do my best every day to help you, because that's what I want. I love you guys, and I want you all to win. If every single one of you wins a tournament over the next few months, I would be happy. If I don't cash again, and you guys all win, I would be more happy than if I won every day. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't, I like winning, don't get me wrong, and I hate losing. Oh boy, do I hate losing. That's the real thing that drives me. But I would rather help somebody win than win myself. And I hope I make that kind of thing clear by my actions. So, if you do win, don't forget, I spend $60 a day on my pain medicine, and I do accept tips. For if you win, if you're having trouble, don't worry about it. But you got a nice big win, and you want to throw me some, say thank you. I couldn't tell you how much I appreciate it, because that $60 a day plus adds up quickly, and then my doctor wants me to put $30 extra a day onto that, which I just can't afford at this. I can't spend $100 a day on pain medicine. I just can't. I can't spend $100 a day on pain medicine. Maybe one day, if this all goes really, really well, in a year from now, as people, I'm speaking shit on ESPN or some network that I respect. I wouldn't probably, I do ESPN because I, want people to know who I am, but I might do like Jon Stewart on Crossfire, where it's like, what is wrong with you people? How do you do this? This is not reality. This is not reality TV. How do you sleep at night? Like, one of those things. But anyway, awesome, Johnny. I'm really glad. I love you guys. I really do. I'm going to go now. I'm just at the point now where I'm just rambling because sometimes you're just so grateful. You don't have words. You just keep talking in hopes that you'll find the perfect way to tell people how you feel. You know what I mean? It's really hard to get there when you feel so strongly, and this will be the last thing I say, and then I'm going to go. And I hope this isn't a downer last thing to say, because I really, truly mean this in the most positive way possible. I've had anxiety, depression problems most of my life. I'm good now. But there were 2 different 6-month stretches where I couldn't leave my room. I've gone through a lot in my life. I've been to hell and back in a lot of different ways, and the pain and the CRPS and the disability kind of bring those back like a brush fire sometimes. I say the demons, and at night sometimes those demons. That's when those demons come for me, when it's quiet and the lights are out. I'm trying to sleep and my brain just doesn't stop. It just keeps going and thinking about things, and then getting to the bad spots. And that's when the demons come out. But the last year or so, I think about you guys. Like, I think about messages I get on Reddit, or oh God, I'm gonna get emotional. I think about like the private messages you guys send me. I think about the love and the support, and it gets me through. It does. It helps push all the bad a little further away to make things easier to deal with. It never goes away fully. Anyone who deals with that stuff knows it's never going to go away fully. But you guys help provide me some of that strength. And I hope you know what that means to a person, especially someone like me that feels things so strongly. What that means to me is real. I want you all to know that. So, thank you all. Truly, I can say when I started doing this video, I expected I might cry from the pain. I didn't expect to cry because I got emotional. But you guys mean a lot to me. You really do. So thank you all. I hope one of y'all wins the 6 figures today. Really. Best of luck. I love you. Thank you all. Truly, for all the love, all the support, all the messages, everything, especially on the bad days. So thank you, really. I love you all my love. And I'll see you guys. I think tomorrow I'm going to do a video again, because if I'm this bad today, I'm not going to push myself tomorrow. Otherwise, it's going to be really bad for a few days, right? So tomorrow I'll probably do another video. And then I hope on Friday get back to writing, because writing is my favorite thing. So, well, it's not, it's no one here, no one's a customer, right? Like, I hate that. It's just that kind of thing bothers me. If you treat everyone like a customer, then they're just there for money. And I don't give a shit about that, right? If I cared about money, my projections and the videos and the articles and all that stuff that I write wouldn't be free. Like, I don't do this for the money. I don't do this because I view you as customers. I do this because I want to help, and I have the time and the ability. And, if we have the time and the ability to do something, and it's something that we are good at and we can help people with, then I think we have an obligation in some ways, to do it. So I'm just doing my best to be the best person I can. I want to show my son, who's being an amazing kid. 2 days in a row he hasn't come on during the video, which is great. If you've watched these videos, he's normally here like 15 minutes out of them making funny faces in the background. I want to teach my son that you can overcome anything. You just have to have hard work and dedication, and you could do it. You can, if I can fight through the pain to make something of myself, he could do anything. I used to say, if Bartolo Colon can hit a home run, you can do anything. But now I've switched to this. So I love you all more than I love Bartolo Colon and his home run, which is saying a lot. So thank you again. All the best to you and your family. I hope you are all staying safe and healthy out there. This is all secondary stuff. Make sure you are staying safe. Make sure you are healthy. Tell the loved ones around you that you love them. Take a few minutes, even if it's just a text. Text your parents, text your grandparents, your brothers and sisters, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles. Text everybody, even if it's a group chat. That even if it's a little faceless, that's still better than nothing. Let them know, because that's the most important thing. Let the people you love, let the people that mean something to you know how much they mean to you as often as you can, because that's what is going to make your life brighter in all ways. Then we could talk about this DFS shit, right? Okay. Thank you all. I love you all. I really mean that. Have a great day, and let's win some money. Thanks, guys.